So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda and I'm an energy reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If it's your first time to this channel, I do suggest you go listen to the video I have posted on my homepage so that you know what sort of readings that I do here and the way that I channel. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed, so grateful to be here, and I can't wait to get into your reading. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today, and I do hope that this reading resonates for all of you guys. Today's reading, we'll be using these decks right here, and I'll put a link right here for those of you guys who are interested in taking a look at the cards in these decks and energetically charging the cards for future readings. This way your energy can connect and it can help with the syncing of energy so that your readings are more succinct. And today's reading will be a pick a card, and I'll put a link below so that you guys can bounce around wherever you need to go. It will most likely be 3 cards from these 4 decks. We'll shuffle these 4 decks and we'll pull 3 cards for the 3 options. And we'll be asking spirits to pull through the person on your mind. And what does this person want? And what is getting in their way? Okay, so sometimes the reading is flipped and reversed. Most times here in my channel, I don't know why, because Spirit likes playing jokes and flipping it and mirroring it and reversing it for me. So if that's the case, I can't control that. I read it as I see it, but you can control whether you listen to that message or not. If you don't want to hear about your own energy, go somewhere else or click on a different pile. Your person's energy could be in another pile, okay? And I am intending it to be the person on your mind, but this is energy based, and that's why sometimes the stronger energy pulls through here, or what you're needing to hear. And if Spirit thinks you're needing to hear about blocks on yourself, then that's exactly what pulls through here, okay? But I will ask Spirit to help us to understand the person on your mind, okay? And there will be an extended reading for those of you guys who are sustaining membership, who have a sustaining membership at this channel. Then I'll put a link to all 3 of these piles there below, and you can go watch a message from this person's higher self, okay? The person that I channeled in that pile. And if you are not the member, don't feel obligated that you got to go there or that you're missing any messages, okay? Those are just for those of you guys who are feeling like you're needing extra from this person's higher self, but Spirit knows whether you're capable or able to attend that reading. Okay, and for those of you guys who are members, I do very much appreciate your support. But like I said, the sustaining membership will have access to the extended reading, and all that information will be linked below. There's also a promotion I'm running on all merchandise and private readings at prairievintagejewelry.com. Save 22% off for the month of February. And just enter in the code LOVE22222. That's 5 2s, LOVE, 5 2s, and you'll save 22% off. Now, like I said, that does expire at the end of this month, or a few days before the end of this month, because I will be traveling and canceling the access to the site for a few weeks. Okay, so beautiful angels, I'll put the timestamps below, and I will see you guys at the card selection. All right, let's pull the 3 options to choose from the 4 decks that I mentioned in the intro. Spirit, for the collective that's tapped into this reading, and we have 3 options here regarding the person on their mind. And what does this person want? And what is getting in their way? Can we get 4 options? Now, I do want to make mention for you not to take the words literal, okay, or literally, because we're going to be channeling the energy in that pile. I don't know, I'm having a hard time speaking. We'll be channeling the energy in each pile, okay, so just use your intuition. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. All right, 3 different decks pulling through here. So sit with this energy, take as long as you need, and I will read the back side of these in your channeling, okay? But we'll just take a look at the front side. I'll hold them up so that you can take a look. And if you feel stuck and not sure which card to select, close your eyes, and whichever one's your first pull will most likely be your message, okay? But it's fine to have multiple messages in different piles. And like I said, your energy could be in one, and the person that you came here about in your mind could be in a different pile, whatever spirit's wanting to pull through here. Sometimes I get multiple energies in a pile. It could be you and the person on your mind. I will channel it exactly as I see it. It's up to you to just ascribe the energy to whoever that person is. Okay, but keep an open mind, and let's take a look. So option 1, you have this card right here. Option 2, you have this card right here. Option 3, you have this card right here. So I don't know why I'm so shaky. I'm going to keep that sideways like this, and I'll move them right here. So just sit with this energy, okay? Take as long as you need, and I'll put the timestamps below, and I will see you guys at your pick. Pile 1, you guys picked this card right here. And on the back side, it says, lie in the sun and feel warmth in your heart. What does the goddess of the sun ask of you? Beautiful. So sun's generally masculine, although we're pulling some feminine energy from this sun. So maybe some feminine empowerment, meaning the part of your feminine side might be coming online here, okay? Or the person on your mind. But let's channel what it pulls through here, okay? And see what the messaging is. So I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I have not looked at these, and the best way for you to tap into your intuition is to sit through the card layout, ask spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your pile or not. And if you want to go straight away to your channeled message, I will put the timestamp down below. All right, so first card we have here is Impact and 26, or the number 8. I'm going to keep this like this. And then we have Locate Creature. It's looking like a sonic boom. All right, and then we have Nap Time. Nap Time. Time for a nap. 24. Number 6. Okay. And we have Eclipse. And we have Mercury and Gemini with Excitement. And the number 3. Okay, and then we have Venus in Virgo with a discrimination and the number 6. So 2 6s. 66 is a master number. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. And we have a bunch of butterflies, which could symbolize liberation and transformation, metamorphosis. Okay, we have a white horse here. Horses can definitely represent empowerment, freedom. Okay, the white horse could be the authentic self, the true self. The truth could be liberating here. Okay, but we are in the year of the horse as well. Okay, and we were talking about freedom here. Well, empowerment, I should say. So empowerment, freeing ourselves through empowerment. But we were connecting it back to the feminine energy here. So horse is empowerment. Okay, and then we have, I'm getting judgment also from this guy blowing the horn. Okay, and 3 is divine feminine energy. So we do have some feminine pulling through again. And we have Jupiter and Chiron with 46, or the number 10. Jupiter is the ruling planet for Sagittarius and Pisces, and Chiron is the wounded healer. It's healing all of our past trauma in order to help the collective. Okay, so very spiritual with Chiron here. And we have 22. 22 is a master number, peacemaker, diplomacy, healthy energetic boundaries, and divinely guided relationships. The purple is the spiritual chakras. And we have ordinariness, conformism, platitude, routine, dullness, monotony, and mediocrity. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. 4 is divine masculine energy. And with the Emperor, now I have some Aries and some Scorpio. 4s are all about structure, foundations, planning, material reality, and problem solving. Looks like they're planning something here. Okay, and then we have I am attracted to you with 15, Capricorn energy, devil energy here. Okay, but another 6. So we had 2 other 6s here, I believe. 1 here and 1 here. So now 666 you could be seeing. Okay, you might want to look up angel number 666, what that means. And we have 1, I am coming, trust. So something about planning something here, new beginning with the 1. 1s are all about potential opportunities, new beginnings, independence, which could definitely be this horse energy, will, okay, pioneering, individuality. And we also have another 15. You make me want to do bad things. Oh my goodness, 1515 might be an angel number. If somebody can post it below, that would be very appreciated here. Okay, 1515 and what that might mean here. But that's another 6. So 4 6s. Okay, 6s are all about problem solving, which we had here. So very strong problem solving, compassion, harmony. But 6s, lovers meets devil. So we could be having to make a conscious choice and face our fears. Okay, or face some sort of habit or some sort of pattern, or break free from some sort of devil with all this liberation energy we were feeling, or empowerment. Okay, and the 8, it does talk about courage and strength. So we might have to face our fear through some courage, or maybe we're held back by some fear or some devil energy. So let's see, Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1, and the person on their mind, who they came here about, and what does this person want, and what is getting in their way. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have Epiphany. This is Hermit energy. Okay, but an epiphany is like a realization. I'm getting that judgment energy again. When we have this realization or this awakening of sorts, it's like an idea that is profound. Okay, that significantly changes our course or our mind about something. But the Hierophant's all about having the internal wisdom. Okay, did I say Hierophant? Oh my goodness. Hermit. Hermit is also, and I don't know why I said Hierophant, but maybe there's something about what we commit to, okay, or some sort of structure or some sort of life understanding we might have that's we're having an epiphany about by going inwards, by doing the Hermit's journey. Okay, Hermit is very healing. It's usually around spiritual, lots of purple here. Okay, and here too. So something very spiritual here, pulling through with the realization. So joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. So the Virgo energy. And then we have divine guidance. I'm not reading any reversals for these. I guess I forgot to say. Okay, this is coming through. So divine guidance. And this is the Hierophant. So yeah, definitely Hierophant energy was pulling through. And look at the purple here. So definitely connected, very strong. Okay, and we have the wings sort of giving us this guidance energy of angelic, spiritual guidance. Okay, the search for meaning in life, consider an alternate approach, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. Interesting how this Hierophant comes through as very spiritual, like this Hermit. A search for meaning in life, which normally we would connect back to the Hermit. Yeah, and then consider an alternative approach. Epiphany, and an epiphany for an alternate approach than how we normally do something here, but we need the empowerment to do it. Okay, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. All right, so Taurus energy. And then we have 10 of Raphael. So this is the 10 of Cups. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members, happily ever after. 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. Now, it's funny because I don't usually use these cards because the colors really throw me off, and I do colors, numbers when I channel here. Green is always earth to me, which is pentacles. Okay, and I even said Hierophant for this, which is normally, I mean, the Hermit is Hermit and the Hierophant's the Hierophant, but here it's like this energy is very intertwined here, okay? And I'm feeling earthy energy from this emotional energy. So it could be somebody who channels their emotions through a very practical way here, okay? But something, again, about relationships pulling through and like the family members and then teachers and friends. So it's, again, community. Okay, here we see a couple. So 10 Cups is their ultimate emotional fulfillment. And then we have High Priestess, more spiritual energy pulling through. Okay, so High Priestess, Pisces energy. More wings, so powerful psychic insights. There's that epiphany. Okay, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. Again, more Hermit, because normally we would say the Hermit meditates. The Hermit reflects. The Hermit has these insights when they go inwards, okay? But it is connected to the intuition. And same with this Hierophant, so very connected. Pisces. And then we have the Queen of Michael. So this is the Queen of Swords. Brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So someone most likely in their mind, very logical here, rather than through relationships. Normally we would have to connect to our emotions here. Okay, so there's something about, again, we're seeing swords, we're seeing the cups, though, presented as practical energy. I'm not seeing really any cup energy or emotional energy pulling through this. Okay, aside from this spiritual revelation of sorts here is very profound, okay, although we do have the 10 Cups. So let's see. And we have the Knight of Swords. Strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotions. Sudden changes. Remember what I said. Uncomfortable with emotions. Okay, but logically sort of making decisions here and moving forward and having the courage. And look at this white horse I was really being pulled to here. And this white horse is facing that way. This white horse is facing this way. This is the past, which could be connected to devil, okay, because the devils usually are chained to something that doesn't allow for movement or freedom. And this horse is galloping, and it's moving forward. It's freeing itself. It's liberated with some form of truth here with the white. Clarity and honesty and purity, authenticity. I don't know, I'm having such a hard time speaking. But the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords is, it does take a very quick, decisive action here. You know, it doesn't really spend a whole lot of time in the mind, but I am getting a lot of planning and mind stuff in order to be able to move quickly in some sort of area here, make moves, okay? And then we have the 9 of Gabriel, and this is the 9 of Wands. So 9 wands could be definitely a defensive type energy, but it is this Chiron energy, the wounded warrior. So stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. So environmental could be our community, the people around us, what's going on in our energy field. Okay, so let me channel this energy, and then I will channel what it's telling you, and then you guys can click on the timestamp. It'll take you direct to that part of the reading. On the sun under here, beautiful. So remember, we're getting a lot of the sun was really standing out in this. Okay, sun's masculine energy, but it's all about the clarity. Could really connect to this epiphany, seeing something very clearly, but it's the great joy here with the 10 cups. Okay, it says life is wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. Also, the inner child pulls through with this sun card. Okay, pile number 1. Let's get some signs here. Okay, we have Capricorn, Gemini, Virgo, Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, and Leo, and Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, and Libra, if I didn't say Libra. All right, lots of signs already pulling through here. So beautiful. You'll have to apply this to who you think it is, okay? And after this, there will be an extended regarding this person that I'm channeling, their higher self and their messaging, okay? And this could definitely be your own energy. If it is and you don't want to hear about it, then go to another pile. So this person has been very held back, and it does tend to reflect that it is coming through as devil energy. And the devil is a range of stuff as to why we feel very stuck in our world or held back. But it's never really really there until we really examine the chains that sort of bind us there. So devil could symbolize addictions in one extreme, okay? Like we have these addictions, these vices that are really holding us back in our world that we can't seem to overcome, that don't allow us the freedom to make changes, okay? And the devil can also symbolize just unhealthy patterns or internal ways of engaging, and then it limits us in our world, and it also doesn't allow us to move forward. The big messaging here is, regardless how this devil represents in this person's world, what they want is to break free from the devil in order for them to have movement and confidence in their approach at going after something, which could most likely be a shared goal, or if you are wanting this person to engage with you and involve themselves with you and be confident in choosing and making movement with a connection with you or build something with you, then this is what this person wants. Okay, now if this is your own energy, and I'm only reading like this because some people might connect it with their own energy, there is this desire to just move forward with something and not hesitate and be sort of done with the past. It's like, I want to just be done with the past and be free to make decisions for myself in the future that are aligned with happiness. Okay, so we'll get into like the ultimate goal here, but there's a lot of this disconnected from emotions. Okay, and I think it's a coping way of dealing, because I do feel like this energy I'm tapped into has preferred to stay in the mental energy. So logical approach, things have to make illogical sense. I avoid my emotions because maybe they're very uncomfortable, or maybe with this 15, which like I said is devil energy, it makes me have to look at some part of myself which might be unhealed, or some habitual way that I approach emotions. So if you are looking at this person as like an emotional partner in a relationship here, this person could have a very difficult time connecting to their emotions and opening up and expressing the emotions, but there's relying on one's own intellect. Okay, and so I do feel like this person is trying to plan. It's like, I need to plan, because there's a lot of mental activity, and so they lean in on their planning. They're planning of how they're going to move forward, how they're going to interact, how they're going to execute, what they got to say and do. Okay, because it's all about what I say and do, but it has to be aligned with my logic in a way that doesn't put me outside of my comfort here. So I feel like there's a lot of spiritual energy that pulls through here for this person, because this person is having a realization, and it's really connected to them through reflection, through spirit, of course, through either dreams, visions, or understanding that's come to them as an epiphany. When they're alone, when they're quiet, or when they just sit still, or it's like a realization that whatever was a devil in their world, whatever was holding them back or limiting them, it's like, I can see that this limits me. I could see how this is maybe challenging my situation or blocking me. Okay. And so what's blocking them is this devil for sure. And they're seeing it, they're realizing it, they're understanding its effect and its impact on this person's movement. Okay. And so what they want is to overcome this devil. They want the power to overcome this. And they also, it feels like part of them is only stuck in the past experience, chained to this version of them because of this devil and how they relate and connect to this devil and how they attribute their own energy sort of tied to that devil. But there's a real desire to wake up to what's calling them in the future. And so they see, if this is someone that you're involved with, like I said, they see a happily ever after here. The Sun and the Ten of Cups is the ultimate emotional fulfillment, happiness and joy and success in the future that could really make this person very, very happy here. Okay, lots of horse imagery too. So I feel there's something significant about the year of the horse that pulls through here, which is right away here. Okay, and this person's shifting from past energy, which is dwelling in the past or being stuck in the past, and then empowering themselves to move forward here. I feel like this person has maybe been trying for some time here and could definitely be exhausted, okay, because this is requiring this person to really overcome and heal certain ways of being. And it's really being magnified to this person as something that they're learning through experience. It's like, learn to overcome the way you relate to this devil in your world. If it's like a habitual pattern that comes through in the mind, or as a self-speak, or as just a past way that I was or have been, I am being called by the divine and by my higher self and by this understanding I now have that I couldn't quite maybe see in the past, but it is really real. Okay, even if it's happening in the spiritual realms, it's real, and I have to take action upon this and make it a reality. So this person connects their emotions through practical way, and this is how they want it to be. They want it to be a practical experience of what they say and do in their 3D world, because they feel like whatever decisions they have to act upon is going to impact their world around them, their family, their friends. Okay, and it's like, whatever was surrounding me in the past can no longer do it for me. It was the reason for my stuckness or failures or disappointments, or just the reason I was toxic, if that's a word we want to use, or just unhealed, or lacking the empowerment or the freedom or the independence, okay, or all of the above. So there's a desire to change, become the highest potential. There's this voice that comes through with this person that I feel is the self-critic, because I do feel like this person might be telling themselves all sorts of things about themselves which have been limiting them. And so they're trying to, like, confront this part of them, confront their fears, be courageous, and locate, okay, what the monster is, or the block, or that big challenge. And they're wanting to reveal it and do what they can with it in order to overcome this thing. Okay, and so I feel like they understand that whatever that is has been blocking their happiness, and that their emotions could have definitely been blocked. Okay, so for some of you guys, could have been somebody who was very cold, or who was needing some warming up to sit with their emotions long enough for them to warm up, or to see, or to marinate in emotions. Okay, now it doesn't mean that this person is completely comfortable in it, but it's like I'm beginning to see emotions differently, or connect to my emotions differently, and understand them, because they're coming online here, and I'm seeing and understanding this, but I'm also connecting it not with something that might be scary or limiting, but something that might be joyous, and something that might build to something that could make me happy in the practical world that I never maybe took action upon. Okay, so there's this desire to take action and really sort of be confident in the forward momentum and movements that they make, and choices that they make. And it's like I've been lying to myself, or sleeping on this part of my world, and I have been numb to my emotions, or not honest potentially with my truest feelings, because it was easier for me to stay put, or it's the only way that I've known, or it was a coping mechanism here, or I felt very powerless, because my power might have felt like it got taken away from me. Okay, and the only way we would feel that is if we experience something in the past that has created some form of trauma, or something that then we develop coping mechanisms that might not be very healthy to protect ourselves. Okay, so there's a lot of healing that comes through with this realization, but now there's this need to deal with the whole holding back, or the suppression, or the denial, or the not connecting to the emotions. It's like I could see that doing this is going to have great impact in my world, significantly in my practical world, and it's going to shift and change, and what's it called? I want to say massage, but it's like like massage my environment around me, or like construct the environment around me that is really going to dictate my future here. So I do feel like this person has gone through a series of stuff that has come to this point. Okay, it's like an experience, an understanding, and it could have started with disappointments, or traumas, or challenges, which created this disconnect. Okay, or this need to rely on the mental, or logical, practical, rather than the emotional side, and then experiencing, being shown to them something through spiritual guidance and understanding and reflection, the truth, in order for them to come back to integrate emotions as much as their logic, because there's all sorts of sides here that sort of have to be working together. Okay, if we're too logical at the expense of our emotions, then things don't flow, and we might not be completely authentic to our truest, deepest soul's callings. Okay, and if we're too practical, then we're not really aligned with their spiritual purpose and our goal. And if we're too emotional, we're not making logical, rational decisions where we can stay committed and have strong planning. So I feel like there's something about everything sort of coming together here: emotional, logical, and spiritual, and practical. Okay, and practical would be the body has to come online, like my actions, my words, what I support. And so this person wants to commit, and they want to understand, and they want to honor the spiritual calling, and they don't want to give up. This person wants to most likely make changes, like big changes in their world that could be very impactful to them. Okay. And not small. They want to make whatever changes they need to. It's like, I want to make whatever changes I need to. And this is what the ultimate important thing is for this person. So I don't think it's ultimately, I want to be able to connect to my emotions, or I want to be able to feel my emotions, or I want to, not like this, but it feels like it's because of this reason why I disconnected, or I wasn't being authentic or empowered by the way I felt, or this true happiness that comes through spiritual, emotional body, okay, that feels very true to me. And I was getting in the way of this. Like I said, for the devil being all different, if it was addictions, then it's sort of numbing out what the truth is here. And I can't see it because I'm too distracted or too numb or too avoidant of it. Okay, there could be avoidance with this fox energy too, and this devilly energy. So now there's a more pointed, committed energy in this strong, in this 8, which is all about courage. I won't be held back. I won't be holding myself back, and I'll be empowered through truth to make decisions and speak my truth and make these changes in my life. So this person wants a lot of change. They want to break free from the devil. Okay. And I feel like they see this and they understand this, and they have a vision of what happiness looks like to them. And the only thing that really stops them is this devil of the past, or this past that created this devil in their present. And this is what they're dealing with right here. Okay. It's like, I need to really deal with this thing. So there's no more avoiding looking at this thing. There's like, I really have to do something here. And I feel like the driver here, which I haven't touched, I'm addicted to you, and this, I want to do bad things. It's like, my driver here is the passion and desire with the understanding that I have about how happy I could be in the future, or the clarity that this will bring to me, or the liberation and the freedom that I will feel. And so they're really, really being called to step up to this plate, And I don't know necessarily that this person has communicated this to you or has taken action on this. In fact, this person could be very still quiet about this, because they could be keeping their ideas to themselves, or just held back. Okay, like holding themselves sort of back until they figure out something, or they plan their route of action in a way that it makes them feel confident in their decisions mentally. Like, it makes sense to them. It has to practically make sense to me. I'm not just going to act on my emotions if there's no plan. So that's the thing. It's like, I need a plan. I need a map. I need a strategy. And then I want to make these decisions strong and true, and nothing will hold me back, because I feel like once this person has overcome this thing, this devil or this chain of the past, then there's this no stopping me, and very fast decisions and movement. Okay, because it's already been planned out very, very fast. And so I don't know if this person has been stuck for how long, or is very, very slow. I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's just held back, stuck. Okay. In this movement. But it's like, once this is planned, once this groundwork is sort of understood, then I'm going to be very quick at making these decisions. And I feel very empowered to make these decisions. And it'll come from a place of true understanding, because they've sat with it. And so I feel like there's something of the past this person's having to make peace with as well. So maybe they have to forgive someone of their past, or forgive themselves about something of the past. I also feel like this person is being called to honor their truth. And so they might have been sleeping on their truth, Also surround themselves with confidence. So either there's people around them that are talking them down, or experiences that they've had that sort of impacted their confidence. So it's like, I need the right environment here of support. And so maybe you're this person's friend, or you've helped encourage this person to make peace with this. or freedom from this, because there's a lot of this confidence that they need to surround themselves with in order to speak their truths, talk their truth, and walk their truth to give them the freedom here. Okay, so pile number 1, we're going to take it to the extended reading. Like I said, if you can't make it, know that Spirit gave you everything you need to know. And this extended, we'll be looking at a message from this person's higher self. And I don't know what it's about. It could be a message to you specifically. It could be a message about this, but it's their higher self communicating something. And I'll put the link below for those of you guys who are sustaining members. You'll have free access to that video. Well, not free. You've paid for your membership, and so you'll have access to that video. Okay, and for everyone else, the video is only through the membership. But like I said, Spirit knows that you got everything that you needed, so don't feel obligated to go there. And yeah, if you can make it to that side of this channel, then I would love to have you guys there. And for those of you guys who are supporting that part of the channel, I do appreciate you guys very much. And I will see you guys at the extended. Pile number 2, you guys picked the Cupids here, holding the heart. Absolutely cute. Now, these Cupids don't have arrows, so maybe they already shot their arrow, but we have 2 here. So very cute. So what does it say? It says respect. Treat your partner with respect by acknowledging their opinions and boundaries. With respect as my guide, I navigate the dance of understanding. Beautiful. So I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. We're asking Spirit for the person on your mind and what it is that this person wants and what is getting in their way. And then we will kick it off to an extended, looking at this person, a message from their higher self, okay, through the channel membership. If you are a sustaining member, then you will have access to that extended. And if you can't make it, just know that Spirit's giving you all the information you need to know. Okay, now this reading could come reverse, meaning it could be your own wants and obstacles in your way. If that's the case, you can listen or you can go check out another pile. It's up to you. All right, so let's take a look. And if you want to skip the card layout, you could go straight away to your channeled message. Although I do include this part so that we can develop our intuition. And so this way we'll know for sure it's our messaging. Okay, just ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this pile is your pile or not. Okay, so we have the first card here. It says conjure woodland beings. Cute flower opening up and all these little spirits coming out. Conjure woodland beings. And then we have soulmates. Oh my goodness, and you guys were the only one with the heart here. Okay, so definitely could be a love relationship here. 41 with soulmates. We see the key and the heart. Okay, so number 5. And then we have X-ray. So we have the square and the circle. Square peg, round hole. The light and the dark. Okay, X-rays, seeing through something here. Maybe 2 differences here. We have respect, maybe respecting differences. Not getting along potentially or fitting in some way. But we do have soulmates, and soulmates generally get along here or have the solution to each other here. Okay, love could be the solution here. So we have the sun in Pisces with vision, number 12. So some Leo, some Pisces, and some Taurus, the Libra I'm getting from this as well, from the 3. Vision, intuitive vision here, X-ray. Because we have the intuitive eye and then the sun, which is all about seeing clearly, okay? Clear seeing. But it looks like a coyote here. Coyotes sometimes could talk about a detour or like, yeah, like having to, maybe we're on one path, but we got to go divert some other way here to get to where we need to get going. And maybe it seems like a longer way or we're not wanting to go that way. And so it could be disappointing, but it could be a deviation based on going around something to get somewhere. interesting energy coming through your pile so far. And then we have versatility and the sun in Gemini. Look how flexible this person is. So 3 is divine feminine energy, which is all about receptive energy, love, compassion. Okay. But the flexibility here could be having to go in a different path or having to respect someone else's viewpoint or way of being here. Okay. Sun again. So strong Leo, strong masculine as well. So masculine, feminine energy. We have the 2 here. Definitely could be masculine, feminine, could be relationship here. I'm feeling some Aquarius and some Taurus, Libra, and some Pisces and Leo and Gemini. Oh, wow. From that one, quite a bit. Okay, I'm also really drawn to the yellow that's pulling through, which could be the solar plexus, talking about some ego, okay, which could be our own desire to have our way, could be driving our action. All right, and then we have the moon in Uranus with 17, Aquarius energy and some Cancer. Moon in Uranus. Sudden shift in how we feel potentially, or making sense of confusing situations here. And maybe having to think completely differently here in order to find solution. Okay, something we're emotionally tied to, but very strong, like Pisces, Cancer, could be this watery energy that really touches our subconscious here, coming into consciousness with the sun. Okay, and then we have 47 and 2 with pride. High self-esteem, megalomania, arrogance, bragging, overconfidence, superiority, feeling. Type 2, the helper emotional center between giving and receiving with the root chakra, sin, ego level. Okie dokie. Pride. Because we were just talking about ego. Okay, so pride is definitely pulled from the ego. Alrighty. And then we have deprivation, 16 and 7. Basic fear, ego level. Psychic pain, shortage, lack, sadness, insufficiency, and physical pain. Type 7, enthusiast thinking center between pleasure and pain with the heart chakra, with the green. Unconditional love. We were seeing that with the Empress energy with the 3 and the 3 here. So 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness. So the sun, consciousness, joy, harmony. 3s are all about communication, self-expression. Cancer energy with this 7. 7 could be chariot energy, which is balance. Okay, like having balanced self to get through challenging times. And we have 2, which is also about balance, choices, duality, polarity, and contrast. So again, the contrast coming through here. Okay, but deprivation, this is like a 5 pentacle energy here. And as we know, 5 pentacle is scarcity mindset, where we can make decisions or shift things. If we have scarcity mindset, we're seeing lack rather than the abundance. Okay, which would mean we'd have to integrate certain understandings in order to see things differently, to make different choices, things to become clear. Okay, yeah, conjure woodland beings. So there's some birth here of some spiritual energy that pulls through. Flowers talk about new beginnings. Okie dokie. Then we have 6. You have so many choices and options. So 7 could be 7 cups, which does talk about options, choices. And 6 is a conscious choice. Now, do we choose based from fear? Do we choose based from love? And we could get very overwhelmed by the choices. So moon is this overwhelm because it could be very unclear to us. Uncertainty or illusion coming from the lack of understanding or seeing. Vision would be having to see through the confusion in order to make conscious choices, or to see through the ego or the fear or the pride to make decisions. Okay, so we have 3. I hope you'll wait for me. So 3 again, divine feminine, Empress energy. And look, this 3 is half of the 6. So soulmates, 2 sort of halves or 2 sides, respect, with a partner, meaning one person and one person is going to have to sort of change the chemistry in order to come whole. Okay, and 1/2. So you might be half of this 3, or this person's the other half. I hope you'll wait for me. All right, and then we have 13. So transformation, death, Scorpio energy, Capricorn and Gemini, and Taurus and Pisces and Libra. And here we have, I sometimes wonder if you care. So we definitely could be looking at the lack, okay, rather than the abundance. They are waiting for you. Look at this. I hope you'll wait for me, waiting for you. Wow. And then we have avoidance, 18, more moon energy. Moon, Cancer. Okie dokie. Yeah. So let's pull the tarot. There's a mixture of energy here. Let's ask Spirit for a clear and concise message regarding the person on your mind, and what is it that this person wants and what is getting in their way. Thank you, Spirit, for this message. Thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. I'd like to take this time to thank your higher self and your spirit team and my spirit guides and spirit for this act of divination. Thank you, Spirit. What is pile number 2's person on their mind? What are their wants? And what is getting in their way? Now, I won't be reading reversals, so I will be flipping them around in order to channel this reading for you. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. Pile number 2, person on their mind. What do they want? What do they truly want, and what's getting in their way of these desires, these wishes? All right, we have the 9 of Raphael. This is the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. So personal, emotional fulfillment. Being emotionally happy. But the 9 is about self. Okay, and so there was something here about considering other or being flexible. But this is very self-focused. Okay, so now we can see something going on here and what's sort of getting in the way. Okay, because there could be an advice coming from Spirit regarding respect, regarding how to work together here, needing some form of a transformation or love, compassion. But if we have pride in the way, we could be very self-focused here with this 9. So let's see. We have the Page of Gabriel. So this is the Page of Wands. Energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. Okay. And then we have, this is also communication with the Page of Gabriel. I'm not reading reversals. We have the Star, Aquarius energy, Archangel Jophiel. It says, a dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. Interesting. Because both of these are talking about dreams coming true, dreams becoming a reality, getting our wish. Okay, Star is also about healing. It's also our vision for the future. Destiny pulling through here, exploring something we really, truly want. Okay, and then we have the Sun. Beautiful. Star and the Sun. Okay, so the Sun is Leo. And we got Aquarius here with the Star. And so this is Archangel Uriel. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So remember I said lack mindset. Here we have positive thinking. And now it's more about being open to the universe in order to be guided to our happiness. So Sun's the most positive card in the tarot, which highlights everything positive in the cards around us. Okay, and it kind of waters down anything that's more negative or in the shadow here. So it's really highlighting a lot here, okay? It's highlighting healing. It's highlighting our dreams, our wishes, our emotional happiness, being able to explore this, being creative about it, communicating our desires and what we want and what we might not know already, okay? So there's definitely an opportunity for some beginning here. All right, so the Ace of Gabriel, Ace of Wands, yeah, beginning, like I said, this is the Ace of Wands. A gift of passion, opportunity and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. Yeah, so we might not know how, or we might be having to learn something new in order to engage in it and have a new beginning, something that's pulling us passionately. Okay, then we have the Three of Gabriel, lots of wands, lots of passion. So ships could talk about travel, movement. And it says prosperity arising from wise planning. Time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Beautiful. So expansion, it's options when we look at the horizon, and we could go really anywhere with the ship. It's like we have to have a course of action so that we know where to take the ship. Otherwise, we're sort of at sea aimlessly. Okay, so there's this having to get clarity, having to be more pointed in where we're going, but maybe this page isn't quite sure because the page is still exploring. All right, so this page can certainly get lost at sea here. Yeah, even this unicorn's giving me this clarity, but look at the point on the unicorn's horn. It's like pointed, 1 point, even the wand, 1 point. That we could get overwhelmed and start to sort of navigate choppy seas here. Okay, but we have to make clear decisions. So, the King of Gabriel, more wands. Wow, King of Wands, generous, inspirational, dramatic, driven. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy says, keep your eye on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. And then we have under that the Three of Cups. No, I'm sorry, Three of Pentacles, not Cups. Three Pentacles. Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. Okie dokie. Let me sit here with this energy before I channel, and you guys can go straight away to your channeled message. Okay, pile number 2. I feel this is your energy, but I'm also understanding what is sort of getting in the way. Okay, because I do feel like there's another energy that you're sort of working with or having to be called to work with. So I'll try channeling both of these. You determine who you are and how this comes through in your energy. If you don't want to hear this message, then this isn't your messaging. Go to another pile. I'm not going to change how I channel because you don't like it. Lots of readers out there you can go see. Okay, so for those of you guys who are interested in the extended, I will be looking at a channeled message from this person's higher self. Okay, now because I see 2 people here, we'll try to see if we could get sort of messaging regarding this circumstance a little bit better so that we can have clarity. Okay, if you can't make it, like I said, Spirit knows you couldn't make it, and that's fine. And this is an extended that's only available through the membership of this channel for sustainer membership or higher. Okay, and like I said, I'll put the link and information below. So for signs, we have Leo, Pisces, Gemini, and Cancer, and Aquarius, and did I say Leo? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did. Taurus, and Aries, Sagittarius. Yeah. And, oh, sorry, and Scorpio. Yeah, and Scorpio. Okay, sorry, it takes me a while to get all this stuff. Capricorn, Gemini, if I didn't say. Okay, so what's going on here? I feel like you're really, really, really wanting, I'm going to read it this way, okay? Like I said, flip it. You're really, really wanting someone to get on board. That's what it seems like. It's like, I have an understanding and a dream and a vision and a wish. And I want to get there, and I want to work together with the other person or the other side of this equation. But I want us both to, like ultimately you want it to work. You want it to be cohesive because you want to build something. You have a vision of a future and a wish here and a desire, which is absolutely fine to have this vision and this desire. And it almost feels like this other person isn't collaborating, working, or is too slow, or is doing something we don't like. And so Spirit is really saying that the block here is a shift. And this shift goes from thinking about what I want and not saying that I don't want it, or that it's not for me, or that I have to sacrifice my desires and my wishes, but how I'm going about what I feel and what's really happening here needs to shift in order for things to shift. Because I feel like there is a focus on one's own happiness, emotional happiness, above all. And it's like, this lesson that we're learning here in this experience isn't saying to put our emotional happiness behind anything, but it's saying emotional happiness, sorry, I know I have a hard time speaking, emotional happiness can come in ways that maybe we're not used to. And when we got to learn about different ways of engagement to make ourselves happy, then we must surrender and trust the universe in the process, because I feel like you have one understanding of what you want. And in your mind, or how you see it functioning, is very simple. This person and me come together in order to cooperate to build something. Makes logical sense, correct. But this is so I can emotionally be happy. And Spirit is saying there's so many other factors here. And when we learn the other factors and go through the journey of disappointment, because I do feel you're either in a dispute with someone, or someone's making you feel lack, or you're feeling without, or you're feeling challenged, and whatever you are experiencing is the opposite, and you're not liking this. And Spirit's saying this is not because this person or this situation is not in line or not wanting to work with you. This is a divine lesson of sorts here, where we're learning about everything we need to learn about in order to see what we need to see about lack, about how we engage, about working with other, about really tapping into our own energy from a different way. And so we grow spiritually, and we grow from the heart space, and we grow beyond the ego, and we see beyond our own sort of narrow way of thinking. And so I feel like there's two different ways of happening here that might not be jiving. And it's like, I can't jive with this person. And so what does this other person want? I feel like Spirit is really saying the big energy here is yours in this dynamic, to overcome or to see and to work through scarcity and the way that we engage with partnership. And it takes a process to get there. But at the end of the day, it's seeing the bigger picture and allowing ourselves to broaden our understanding, and not through, like I said, having to sacrifice what we want, or having to compromise so much so where we're giving up on our dreams or a vision, but go through an experience of allowing things to be shown to us about how we think and engage. Because I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty and a lack of clarity about where this partnership can head. Where is it going to go? And I am very fixed on some sort of understanding of what it is that I'm envisioning for my own happiness here. And so I feel like this is going in a different way. And Spirit is saying, this other way that this is going might not make any sense. It might seem like it's going around, or it's going in a different direction than how you had intended or wanted. But it doesn't mean that things aren't going to be born here. Okay. And so Spirit is talking about, you have legitimate questions of concern here, and your confusion could be something that could turn into curiosity. Because when the confusion creates more rigid sort of mindsets. When it fires up our ego, we try to, I don't know, do whatever we know to do in order to overcome. And this could be creating more tension, more contradicting sort of energies. And it could be creating the opposite of what we're wanting here. And so I feel like there is potentially, like I said, another person here, and both of you guys are having to overcome. And what you're overcoming is your own personal ways of engagement in order for you guys to work together, and coming from two sort of different mindsets without this understanding of what's wrong or what's right, because we could definitely be dealing with people who are in shadow or who are in ego or who sort of have all sorts of trauma or all sorts of sort of abandonment wounds or addictions, or where they feel unstable or ungrounded or confident in themselves. And it's like, how to show love, how to show compassion, how to show flexibility, how to show understanding, how to work with spirit from a more enlightened perspective regarding circumstances so that things can shift and change and open up. Because I do feel like maybe you're dealing with somebody who isn't very clear, pointed, direct. And maybe you're thinking somebody is, I don't know, like avoiding your truth or avoiding getting to the goal. And it's like, it could be somebody who could be avoiding their emotions, or somebody who is sort of stuck in fear. You know, it's like, I'm avoiding because I'm stuck in fear. But Spirit's saying, when we go in a deeper layer, it's like, this could be the subconscious based on an abandonment. This could be a subconscious based on a trigger of the past that makes this person feel unsafe to deal with emotions or to confidently claim their future here. Okay, so they could definitely be in an energy of lack. They could be in an energy of seeing what they don't have. And they could be in just an overall energy that seems, like I said, stuck or not workable here. And so since you're here, and since Spirit is saying you're the one that has insight or an understanding of what you're seeing and experiencing, even if it seems kind of confusing, or even if it seems very black and white to you, what's going on, Spirit is saying there's another layer here, and I want you to see a little differently. And how you're going to see is from a higher perspective of understanding with the heart. And this doesn't mean like deny what you're experiencing in the 3D, but this means that there is certain energies that needs to be dealt with, seen, and explored further from you in this journey. And this is done like this by design in order for you to have certain experience of exploration to get you to the end goal. So the message here is that you will get to your end goal, because I feel like your end goal is working together and being emotionally happy. I want to build, I want to create something in the 3D, in the practical world, because I want emotional happiness. I don't want to be feeling lack. I don't want to be feeling emotionally behind. I don't want to feel like I'm emotionally depleted or drained or overgiving or overextending myself. That's how you feel. And Spirit is saying you don't need to overextend yourself. You don't need to overgive. You will be emotionally happy. I feel you have a vision and an understanding in your mind exactly how you want it to go. Okay, and so Spirit is saying don't hang on to how it's going to go, but keep the end understanding of what you want as an end game, because you will get there. But this is all navigating through intuition, which means you're not going to see in the practical. This is all about navigating through the heart space. This is all about the transformation of the more conscious self that can rise above, and rise above what we see as pride and our ego, what we want right away, or immediate sort of gratification or understanding about what it is to win and what it is to fail or not get what we want, or take conflict at face value, that there's disagreement and then there's their opinion and mine, and I'm correct or I'm right or they're wrong, and that sort of thinking, because it's very black and white. And so there's this needing to, that's the obstacle. Okay, what's getting in the way? It's like the need to come to an understanding that goes beyond the understanding we have, which is black and white, their opinion, mine, my way, their way, what they want, what I want, and that I have to wait for this person to see the light, or it's in their court to change, or that's the block. It's like, no, there's nothing here that says it's in this person's block or in this person's court, or that you're up to date and now you're sort of waiting for this person to heal, or waiting for this person to show up, or waiting for this person to contribute, or waiting for this person energetically. It's like, no, this person's not going to do that. Spirit is saying your journey is to go through this, to crack open some more here before things move, before working together. It's like you must explore this thing further. So we must get up energetically and invested and committed to a newer understanding of engagement. Now, you have free will and conscious choice. You don't want to explore this person or this journey. You don't have to, because it doesn't have to necessarily be with this person, although this is the catalyst. This is the mirror reflection to you of the person Spirit's put in front of you. But what you are being mirrored and shown is to exercise the look within yourself through other, however you do it. Okay, if it's not this person, then it's your next experience through a different means, a different vehicle. And this is the vehicle of the heart. This is the vehicle of not seeing in the black and white. This is the vehicle of not seeing the what's not happening, what's missing, what's not aligned for me, what I'm missing, what's insufficient, what the other person is not doing, what they can do, what I wish they would do or be. Okay, because all of that is a lack mindset. And so when we understand that the external world will forever be up and down, in and out, disappointing and rewarding, always, influx, waves, constantly, there's nothing we can do that's going to change this reality. And then all we are left with is going inwards. And the inwards energy is choosing and claiming. I, from within, have the ability to shift how I see and engage, to be loving and compassionate, to go from lack and what I want to see to this understanding of I have everything within me to feel emotionally happy, to feel content, to live my dream and make it a reality without another. And other will show up. And that this world that I create internally will then reflect externally to me. Because I hold the key here. Okay, but the key is, like I said, from the heart, not from the mind, not from the practical experience, not from the black and white thinking. And so this might really stretch us to do things differently. Okay, it could even put us outside of our comfort zone here. It could be very radical in how we engage or what we do or what we say. And so it's shifting from a waiting for others, seeing things black and white, and this conflict to honoring that everyone has their own challenge, that everyone is going to engage in connection and to get to their end goal differently. Now, why does Spirit want to show you all this? Because I feel like what you're wanting here is cohesion with this specific experience with this person. And Spirit is saying it is doable, but not in the way that you're doing it and not in the way that you think it's going to unfold. And it's like this so that you can see and graduate to a higher level of experience through exploration and take this as the opportunity and the journey to learn and be excited about the learnings here. Okay, but if we could dwell on the disappointment, if we could dwell on the lack and sit there, then we become stuck. And Spirit's saying, no, get joy, get thrilled about this enlightenment journey or this clarity that you'll have through this experience, because it will get you your healing and it will get you to your star and it will get you moving and things will move. But right now, the ship could be moving in all sorts of ways in turbulent seas without any sort of real pointed, direct, clear sort of understanding of mission. And it's like, mission is, I am on a journey of exploration, a forward movement. And I am here to see the greatest truth. And I'm here to get clarity. And I'm here to be conscious in my engagement. And I'm here to see my own ways of engagement that could be very coming from a place of lack, coming from a place of abandonment, coming from a place that I need security and stability to be sort of proved to me. And I need to be shown my own self value and self-worth from the external world before I feel whole, before I feel loved, before I feel valued, before I feel successful. And Spirit saying, no, this is the wrong way to go about it. You could go about it this way, and that doesn't mean that you won't have periods of feeling pride and periods of feeling thrill and periods of feeling happiness and periods of feeling, but happiness is fleeting and every emotion could be fleeting. However, we overcome this, and Spirit's saying you're on the journey of overcoming this, because what you're going to learn is that contentment and healed energy and balanced energy is a state of being that you could pull upon at all times once you're transformed, once you release this old way of engagement. And so there's this learning how to find happiness, learning how to be at peace, learning how to find joy in the present moment, learning how to create excitement and have new beginnings and explore curiosity here without feeling held back by other people who are maybe also in shadow or like experiencing disappointments or are just reflecting back to you something you don't like about the world or them or how they're making you feel. And you're seeing it as like, this is how they're projecting it upon you or feel about you or reflecting to you. And it's like, no, it's nothing to do with you. This is this own person's stuckness, this own person's shadow, this own person's lack of clarity, or this own person lack of uncertainty here. They could be avoiding this whole thing because spiritually, Spirit is giving you a detour. Okay, and so you could reflect back to this person how to overcome this, because I do feel you're a spiritual leader here on the roads to enlightenment, consciousness. So there's a need to be present. There's a need to face the truth. And the truth is there is no lack. The truth is there is no, this person is not doing a certain thing that then is going to make me feel a certain way. Because Spirit says feeling this way is already available to you right here, right now. The reason we don't feel a certain way, emotionally happy, is because we're giving away the power and seeing out there and taking that and then internalizing it as a disappointment or a lack. So I create the abundance, the joy, and the happiness and the emotions from within and feel whole and see that there could be differences and see from the heart space how I can be compassionate, or how I can extend a certain understanding without judgment in order for the energy to shift without overgiving or overextending or making myself feel like I'm depleting myself, because we don't have to give to the point where we're in depletion. It's I'm giving from an overflowing cup. I'm present in the moment, understanding everything as it is and accepting reality as it is, because we fall in love with reality. And reality is that everything is abundant because everything is happening right here, right now. Everything is available under the sun to you, including happiness, joy, and getting one's wish. It's right here, right now. And we might be thinking it's in a far destination, that one day when this thing comes correctly, or when this aligns, or when this other person comes on board, or when I get this other part to function, then I'll be happy, then I'll see, then I could build, and then I'll be this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, right here, right now, it's available to you. Spirit wants you to see. And so this is why the pain, this is why the experience, this is why the questions, this is why the challenge. And so this will push you to really start to see this differently, and it might feel very uncomfortable, and it might not make a whole lot of sense at first, but it's a very radical way of seeing. Instead of seeing with the fear, instead of seeing with the desire and the pride, we're seeing with the greater part of ourselves, and we're really seeing to the bare bones of something here. Okay, we're really seeing through a situation. It's not as it seems. And so Spirit wants you to know it's not as it seems. Things are being reborn here in a way that are going to be completely different and shifted, but we're the ones who are navigating. We're the ones who are shifting the energy. And what's for you is meant for you. It's not going to go in a different direction. And so there could be fear like, I'll miss out, or I can't build the thing, or what I want won't be available to me. And so there might be like an urgency to get it right or to do something. So we overextend, or we're doing something here that doesn't feel very good. And we could be physically feeling ill, or we could be physically feeling drained, or we could be physically hurt, or we could be physically feeling like heartbreak, or feeling low value, or we could be on highs and lows and feeling really at the mercy of the external person or the world, that every time it's showing me happiness, I'm happy. And every time this thing shows me that I'm not worthy, then I feel down and out. It's like, I don't want to feel these ups, downs that are dependent on whether someone is engaged, cooperating, or whether someone's detached and avoiding. Because that has absolutely nothing to do with your consistent energy here. And once you see the truth, your full value and the abundance, that there is no lack. And once you're curious, because really it's about curiosity about the truth, curiosity about seeing authenticity and truth. If we're not curious about it and we're more stuck on a fixed understanding of what this person needs to do or say or be, then we'll forever be stuck with what this person needs to say, do, or be. It's like, no, I'm curious. And I don't want to suffer no more with the ups and downs or feeling down and out. I'm curious about a new beginning. And I got to get fired up here. I got to get very fired up about making this conscious choice in the present moment to think differently, consciously, constantly shifting this energy. Because just like this, over however many years, this lack mindset was built. And so it creates these neurons of how we think. And it defaults back to this way of thinking, lack mindset, constantly. Okay, or that the outside world is always this projection of my value. And it's like, no, this is not true. It's not true at all. It's just how the mind works. And the mind is just a small little aspect. Okay, and so this is why when we meditate, we go outside the mind. When we're spiritual and when we're enlightened, we could see beyond the mind and the story. And we create new neurons. And the new neurons are more connected with greater truths of seeing abundance, seeing clarity, seeing the truth of spirit, which is you are worthy and you are already whole and you are already in this moment emotionally fulfilled if you choose to be. And so there is a very strong message here. It's very clear. Whatever you're waiting for, because I do feel it's like a situation to finally show up or work with you. It's loyal. It's not going anywhere. It's also on this journey with you, this person, this experience. Because what's destined for you can't be replaced by another. It can't be taken away. And so you're really working with another or situation that's meant for you. Very loyal here, very dedicated. Okay, your wishes are definitely coming true and becoming aligned here. But remember what we always say about the divine timing. If it's not divine timing, for it to happen and unfold, then we stay sort of in purgatory or the same thing over and over and over until we see and release and surrender and transform and have the metamorphosis that we're needing to have in order for the success to happen. Because I do feel there's something very destined here and very healing. Okay, but the divine timing doesn't follow a watch and it doesn't follow the calendar days. And so this could take however long it takes, because the moment you sort of finally understand this thing moves. This thing finally breaks through. And I feel like then you get to deal with this confident energy of somebody here who confidently knows what it is that they want and getting very direct and pointed in the direction and the planning of where to take this thing in the future. Okay, so it's like planning, direct, strategizing, and confidence to make something happen in the 3D, which will make you very happy here. I think it's very destined. Okay, so lots of wands, which means the fire energy is all about how do we take this life force within me and how do I engage in the universe with this life force? Do I take this life force and then sit waiting? Do I take this life force and then be disappointed? Do I take this life force and then look out there and see it as a mirror and then feel lack or feel like I'm not getting what I need or it's not showing me something of myself? Or do I take this life force energy and I create and I open up and I start to put out energy? Okay, I start to put out this energy because you're the creator of putting out the energy and cracking this thing open. And the more you do this, the more he starts to manifest a reality, the more momentum you get here, the more joy you're going to see, the more happiness you're going to have. And the more through this process of this journey, the more healing you do, because healing happens over time, over an experience. Okay, if we sort of just sit and our mindset's the same and we don't release and we sort of think the same way, nothing gets healed. We're just sort of dwelling, reflecting on the same, having the same dialogue in our mind. And so Spirit says, be flexible and be accepting of what is different than you, and also be understanding that people might have challenge, and also understand that two different sort of points of view or ways of being might not come together at this time, because there's a need to sort of bridge that gap in that understanding until we can work with another. But only we can sort of massage the energy to be workable if we want. It's not the other way around. Okay, like the other isn't going to mold to fit into my energy. And why? Is because Spirit is saying the ego can get in the way of two sides, if two sides are an ego. And if the conscious side understands this and sees that their own ego, their own pride in this understanding is getting in the way, and they drop it, and now they're conscious and awake, and they could form, and they could be flexible, and they can work together, they can make that conscious choice. But as long as two people are asleep and an ego, then it's the square peg, round hole. It doesn't fit. It doesn't compute. It doesn't work. And so what you're wanting is to work together. What you're wanting is success here. So we're going to have to go about it a different way, a different rules of engagement here. And I think this is very different than how you've been doing it. Okay, so pile number 2, this is your reading, and we're going to ask for the higher self and a message here that pulls through. Now, like I said, this was coming through like your own energy, but if it's not your energy, and if this is somebody else, then we'll channel that person. But I feel like because this could be your energy, we'll channel what the other side is sort of wanting to communicate about this, if anything at all. I feel like Spirit really that's unfolding this journey of revelation, really at the end of the day. So through the channel membership of sustaining members, there is access to the extended video. I'll put the link below to that video. And if you guys aren't a part of the membership of this channel and you want to see the extended, you could join the membership. This is the only way that I will put that video out there. Okay, but if you can't make it, then just know you got all the information that you're needing from Spirit for this message for today's reading. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, you guys picked the mushroom here, and I'll read it. I got super cold, somewhere between pile 2 and your reading, so I have to get my robe. So this says, verdigris agaric, impress. And it says, now is the time to make an impression. Stand out from the crowd and be noticed. So we're taking a look at the person on your mind and what it is this person wants and what is getting in their way. We'll also be doing an extended, if you resonate with this messaging, in regards to this person's higher self and their message. Okay, so let's take a look at these pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at them. Please keep in mind that this could be your own energy showing back to you. And if that's the case, you can go check out another pile. Okay, so let's take a look. What is it that this person wants and what's getting in their way? So we have polymorph. So let's just take a look at this thing. This spell transforms a creature that you can see within range into a new form. An unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid the effect. The spell has no effect on a shape changer or a creature with 0 hit points. Interesting. All right. And then we have chaos and conflict, number 33. 33 is a master number. It is reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, and harmony. And then we have scintillation or scintillation. I'm not sure how to say that. I think it's scintillation. And I'm pretty sure it's about when a star becomes very, very, very bright in the sky. Let's see. Just want to make sure where I channel this thing that we've got the energy right. So scintillation. And it says, flash of light. Scintillation is a phenomenon which consists of a quick explosion of light, which can be high or low or high intensity. This glare of intense light indicates that something or someone has a quality that they are normally missing. It is a brief but good omen that can repeat itself. It is important to bear in mind that it is an expression of light and energy. Ultimately, it does not matter how long it lasts or if it will be repeated. Instead, one must be able to enjoy the light that it brings. All right. Interesting. All right. And then we have isolation. Jupiter in Virgo. No, Jupiter. My goodness. Get your signs right, lady. Saturn in Virgo with isolation, number 6. All right. So we have 6 here and 6 here. These are 3s broken apart. So 2 halves. So 6 is double meets the lovers. And so 3, 3 here. Could be 2 sides of this lovers equation here. We have 2 people, isolation. All right, and then we have inspiration. Mercury in Pisces with the number 12. 3, 3, 6, 12. So you're doubling up here. Interesting. Inspiration. The moon. And then we have Venus with 29, or the number 11. 11 is a master number, divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. Venus is the planet of love, and it rules Taurus, Libra. Yes, so the Venus rules the 2nd house here, money, work, income, routines, values, habits. And then we have rigidity, 55 and 1. So 55 is a master number. Change is the only constant, divinely orchestrated change. And then we have the 1, new beginnings, potential opportunities, stiff upper lip, harshness, OCD, austerity, inflexibility, intolerance, type 1, the perfectionist, instinctive center between control and letting go. All right. And then we have victimization, 76 and 2 and 4. So it says aggressive complaints, irresponsibility, whining, addiction, guilting others, excessive emotions. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. Disintegration, stress level. Okay. And then we have 1. Do you think about me too? So 2 1s here, another 11. And you are so very special. 21. So we have 21 and 12 mirrored numbers here, another 3. Lots of 3s in your reading. And then be more selfish. Interesting. And then we have wishing and willing harm, 37. Or the number 10, wishing and willing harm. All right. So let us pull the tarot and we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message regarding pile number 3 and the person on their mind and what it is this person wants and what is getting in their way. And what is blocking this person from getting what they want? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, pile 3. And I'd like to thank your higher self, your spirit's team, my spirit team, and spirit for this act of divination. Thank you, Spirit. Pile number 3's person on their mind, and what do they want and what's getting in their way? Now, I won't be reading reversals of this deck. Okay. What does pile one's person on their mind want? And what is getting in their way? All right, so we have strength. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness. Leo energy. And we have the Two of Ariel. So this is the Two Pentacles. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. And then we have Peace, a 13. So 13 is the Death card. In this deck, it's Peace. Archangel Azrael. And it says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Beautiful. Angel of Peace. And then we have the Seven of Ariel, which is the Seven Pentacles. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. And then we have Nine of Michael. So this is 9 swords. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And then we have Ace of Ariel, Ace of Pentacles. It's your lucky day. New resources or money, time or support, a change in job or promotion. And then we have Epiphany, which is Virgo energy, the Hierophant. Okay, Archangel Raziel. It says, joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. Beautiful. What's under this strength card is the Six of Raphael. This is the Six of Cups. Embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. Okay, let me tap into this energy and you guys can go straight away to your channeled message. Make sure you can see. Okay. Okay, pile number 3. I'll read your signs first here. We have Gemini and Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Pisces, Leo, and Scorpio. For this reading. So pile number 3, what's going on with this person? I'm going to read it like this person, but like I said, it could apply to yourself. Okay, keep in mind that there will be an extended after this video where we'll look at this person's message from their higher self. If you are a channel sustaining member here for this YouTube channel, then you'll have access to that. I'll put a link below. And if you can't make it, then just know that Spirit's giving you all the information you need to know. Okay, so this person absolutely wants to be seen. Okay, I feel like this person wants to be seen. I feel like this person wants to experience a shift and a change in a major way here in their world. And I do feel like this person has almost felt like in a position that their past has disappointed them in a way that took their wind out of their sails. Like it could definitely be an experience where it left them feeling victimized in some capacity. So either they lost confidence in themselves, or they became stuck in a situation that limited them from being able to experience themselves fully, and maybe even having the fire to stick to something great or something that they could give themselves permission to explore and experience. I feel like this person really feels like they're in a position where they're having to give to a circumstance that is limiting to them, and it's part of their past world. And so it's like, because of this part of my world, I can't invest in the way that I truly want or experience the future that I truly want, to explore what I truly want, what really makes me happy. And so there's this maybe having to invest in that new world, or they have been investing in the new world a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. Like, this person is stressing, okay? And they're stressing about being put in a bind or being put in a situation where it's like, I want more ability here to create this new beginning for myself that's going to be rewarding, that I know is more in line with what I want and what I hope for. But I don't want to be held back by circumstances, either financially, or just my resources, or the world that's around me is kept me in a place where it doesn't allow me with the stability or the resources to go and pull the trigger in this new world. And so this person is undergoing a major shift, and I do feel like they've experienced something in their past that has changed this person. Okay, like their thoughts about maybe what they want or who they are or their goals or their visions or something like this, because I feel like their past has been very conflicting to them in this current state. So it's like, my past has created this conflict or this world upon me that limits me from what I truly want, and what this person truly wants to experience is a new beginning that's more aligned with them. And so it could be that this person maybe feels on the short end like they haven't made enough money, or they haven't been able to build the world around them that could support them to make decisions in their career or where they live, or this sort of a thing. It feels very much in this material realm that they're looking at as something that's been holding them back. It's like, if I had the right resource, the right job, the right financial circumstance, then I could have this beautiful new beginning and things be more aligned. And I'm not sure that that's exactly where it's going or how this would happen. And so I do feel like what's getting in this person's way is a lot about what they've experienced in the past. I feel like this person's experienced something that's happened that's painted a reality for them that they truly believe, that is telling them that they're not in a position here to create a new beginning, and that if they were to give to this thing or invest in this thing, that they aren't enough, or they couldn't support it enough, and that it would fall apart because it's too premature, or that they couldn't sustain what it needs. So it's like, it might need a lot of money, it might need a lot of support, it might need a lot of effort, it might need a lot of energy, and I don't know or understand that I am in a position to do this. And it stemmed from my past, because my past has given me an understanding of myself, of where I'm capable and not capable, and it's created this limitation. And so I'm really feeling like an 8 swords type energy here, because it feels like my belief now in what I can't do is so strong, and so I give into this fear. And what's happening is that I'm pushing away the very thing that I want. And so they feel isolated here. They feel sort of alone. They feel kind of like they have to sort of struggle and suffer here in some way. Like this is the only route, and that this is the way that they have to sort of sit through or figure out before there's light on the other side of the tunnel. And it's a fixation here, I feel, because of a past understanding that is not necessarily true. And so when I started this out, I said this person wants to be seen. And I feel like it's like they want empowerment and the ability to go after what they want and be in a position with financially or with resources to stand in that power. And then they feel then they can claim and do what they want. But it's like, until then, I'm sort of a victim here. Until then, I'm alone. Until then, I can't do anything. Until then, I guess I won't experience my joy. Until then, like this sort of a thing. It's like I can't become the greater version of me. I can't experience this part of me. And I guess as they sit here, it's like this change is happening, because what Spirit's really coming through here is that this process of understanding, I'll call it the 8 swords of understanding, is going to have to run its course before this person really starts to see the truth, because I do feel like they might start getting glimpses of the truth. And the truth is that what calls to them and what's for them, they can partake, they can take action, they can actually let go of their beliefs or their story or their lack mindset or their limitations before they they can do this, okay, but they don't have to do this before they take action, before things could become successful. And this person, it's kind of like a catch-22, because until they do this, they're going to be sort of stuck here. And it's like, I have a dream, I have a vision, I'm getting inspired to do something here, but I feel in the practical world, it won't happen. In the practical world, I have too much anxiety about my set of circumstances. And Spirit is saying, like, if they understood the reality of the situation, they could invest and make movement here and choose and decide to move in this direction. But it is becoming clear to this person through process of reflection and understanding that all of the anxiety that they have isn't solving their problems. Okay, but I do feel like the process itself will allow this person to transform, because there's only so much stressing about the future, or ruminating about what we don't have, or sitting with what we want but not doing anything about it. Because I feel like there's really wanting something, sitting with something, being inspired for something, but then there's this like actual thing that they're doing, which I don't feel is proactive. And so this person is releasing the past and their attachments to the understanding of the past, and whatever impacts the past has had in this person's ability to get powered to make changes and move in their future. Okay, because I do feel like it is experiences of the past relationships. Okay, maybe the way they were brought up or whatever has happened here. Now, I feel like this person is being inspired to move towards something that speaks to their soul. So it could be something they've always wanted to do as a child. This could be a soul recognition with their soulmate, okay, or someone from our past life, past remembrance, someone who makes us feel like a child, or this like vision of something that feels very familiar to me and emotionally welcoming here to me. And it's like, I want to just throw caution to the wind and explore this thing. I don't want to be held back. I want the strength and the courage to face my fear and to go after this thing. And I feel like this person is being called to do this. Okay, and that the realization comes online, Spirit is saying, this is in the future position, by the way, but it is generated from within. And so there'll be a point in time where this person has this realization and this epiphany, and no sooner, only because this person is in their mind anxious about what has happened in the past, what did happen and how it didn't work, and what they don't want to happen, and how they got hurt, or how it went sideways, or the impacts it had on them. And then they're projecting onto the future what can happen that might go bad, or if they invest in something and it doesn't pan out, or what happens if I take all of my resources and apply it and then it falls flat, or I don't succeed, or it falls apart, or I don't see how it's going to go. And so therefore I stay put. And so this stay put energy is very fixed on an understanding that something might fail because something's failed in the past. And so no matter how strong I feel for this dream, or this childhood dream, or this desire to explore and really follow my heart and where I'm being called, I'm going to sit here and try to overcome this thing mentally over and over and over again. And so I'm feeling a lot of this like 5 wand energy, because there seems to be a lot of internal conflict and conflicting thoughts, because I really want to move, but also my past is haunting me. I really feel like this would make me happy, and I'd be experiencing this joy and be seen the way I want. But at the same token, the past keeps coming in here, haunting me, saying, but what if it doesn't? And what if it fails? And what if I invest and then it doesn't turn into the thing that I could support? And so there's a lack in one's own ability to support something here, and to really like claim it and choose it, because the past keeps creeping in here. And so this person is in the process of surrendering fear, surrendering the past, not getting stuck in their mind and anxiety, understanding that there's no limitations with the 8 swords here. So the limiting thoughts that they have, and not get very restricted and rigid by these thoughts that are making decisions for this person. And a need to really sort of sit with a deeper truth and understanding that comes through spirit, through reflection, and then trust in the 3D world that their application of their energy will create this thing, and that they are due for a new beginning here in the practical world. And all it's taking is courage and strength for them to make this decision, commit to this decision, invest in this decision today, and something will manifest beautiful for them. And so I feel like this person might be very concerned with right now the superficiality of their current situation. Okay, and so we could even say material things could be superficial, right? And so it could even be how I'll appear. So my image is sort of at risk here. And will I look foolish maybe running after a childhood dream? Will I look foolish to everyone else if I follow my heart? Will the relationships that I hold today make judgments about me because of the experience I've had in the past, and now this situation, and now what will they say or think about me? Will I judge myself about changing the course of action here? Will I allow myself the permission to do this? So this person really has a desire to invest and move forward, but the fear is greater. And the projection of the judgment of others, or the image that they hold about how they should be and what they think is greater than their desire here. So the fear's still big, and it's driving their action, and it's creating them feeling very isolated from getting what they want. It's like, I feel like I can't enjoy that thing. I can't partake in that thing. I can't explore that thing. And now I feel very lonely, and I feel more horrible about myself here, because really the choice is theirs. And so they're choosing, okay, but it's more the fear is choosing, and the pain is choosing, and the past experience is choosing. And so this choice is leaving them in a place of conflict, in a place of feeling alone, in a place of not enjoyment, in a place of doubt. And Spirit says, the longer we sit here, then we start to see, because only through suffering do we then seek truth. only through suffering then do we start to make different decisions and choices. Just like Eckhart Tolle says, sometimes we must turn the dial up of the suffering loud in order for us to realize that there's another way, and that maybe what we do believe has only been a limitation of the mind or a greater fear that's been giving into how I've been acting. And so there's this real desire, because I feel for some of you guys, it's a childhood dream to be seen, to go after this thing. It could be a creative pursuit, a career, a project. But for some of you guys, it's a relationship here. Okay, it's like a soul connection. And it's very strong, and it would require me to throw caution to the wind in a way here, but not from a place that's immature, but from a place that Spirit is calling me on this journey for me to really overcome my limitations and all the things I tell myself that I need to do or be in order to upkeep some sort of thing here that might fall apart if I suddenly shift gears. And so this person is being called to see the truth, because they are deserving of happiness and emotionally following their passions and their desires. And they do have an ability to experience love and joy and abundance. And they don't have to stress and worry. And that in the practical world, they can see this manifest in front of them. They don't have to be without. And I feel like this person is experiencing lack and withoutness, if that's a word. And I do feel like this person is untrusting of their external situation, whatever this is. It's like they really doubt that it's going to pan out, or that they have the worst case scenarios in mind. So it's like that other side of the equation, that other person might do me dirty, or it might fail, or it might, it's like worst case scenarios, thinking that they're going to be harmed, or that they're going to be done dirty, or that they're going to be left carrying the ball, or that they invest and then lose it all. And so that fear of anticipation drives the decisions, but it's really stemmed from the past. Because I experienced being disappointed, or somebody maybe taking advantage, or maybe me not having the power, or me maybe, just losing my resources when I made decisions that I felt disempowered, or felt restricted or limited. And so there's a need for this person to get to balance with the truth, but not lost in their minds. And through this period of reflection, they slowly transform into a potential here, but they're really being called to challenge their thoughts, confront these thoughts, and not dwell so much on what could go wrong, or what happened in the past, and then project it into the future. Okay. And so, yeah, I feel this person is going to morph into somebody here who can confront what they need to and challenge their thoughts and what they need to. And this is going to come organically over time through, like I said, you sit here long enough in suffering or isolated, and then the dream, I think, becomes brighter and brighter. And so there's an inspiration, there's a calling, and it becomes greater. And so Spirit's giving advice to here. So if this is you, it's like, it's kind of this, once the desire is brighter than the fear, and once the calling and the understanding is brighter, it's like it weighs more than the fear or the existing situation. And so then the energy shifts, because we tip the scales. But as long as the fear and the projection and the anticipation and the past has a stronger hold, then I remain stuck or lonely or disappointed or conflicted here without power. And I believe the story I'm telling myself, that I'm not ready, or not good enough, or not in a position to give, or I can't for whatever reason, which is not necessarily true, but it weighs more in my mind. And if it weighs more in my mind and I believe it more, then in my practical world, that's where I am held. But when I start to see and reflect, and Spirit comes through over a period of time, the truth will be seen, and I'll understand my projections were only in my mind, or my fears were something that was holding me back of the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and that the practical world here could manifest as a new beginning once I choose consciously to claim that one choice rather than keep myself in limbo, keep myself sort of going back and forth. Maybe this will happen. Maybe I can't. It's like I claim it. I choose one pentacle. I claim it to the universe. I say, this is what I want. This is the new beginning. This is what I'm going to invest in. This is what I'm going to commit to. This is what I'm dedicated to putting in my energy and my effort. And then we face the courage and the strength to ride that decision. But I feel like there's a need for self-confidence in making this decision. And that comes with releasing the past, making peace with the past. Okay, so it takes great strength to see where we're playing victim or where we're limiting our own actions based on an experience that doesn't allow us to make different decisions. And so I feel like this person's on the precipice of a major life change. Of course, it's big. This is why this is really sort of big in this person's world. Okay, but they are being asked to change in order to see the change they wish to experience. So it's like, be the change you wish to see with this 5-5 master number. Change is the only constant, divinely orchestrated change. And so this person could be scared of change, but it's like they might desire it. They might be seeing it. They might even feel it and taste it, but it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because when I've experienced change in the past, it's this, that, and the other, and all sorts of stories. And so I'll stick to what I know. I'll stick to the comfort zone. I'll stick to the familiarity. Or I don't know how to break out of this mundane sort of repetitive thing that's kept me very much stuck, day in, day out. It's like very inflexible. And it's dictating my every sort of move here. A mundane job or the relationship that's sort of very, I don't know, like it's not expansive. It's very mundane. It's very rigid. It doesn't allow me to grow. And so there's this need for growth that comes online, and confront and be open to this new shift. But it, again, takes a lot of courage here because not a lot of people like change, and it might put us outside of our comfort zone to go through accepting this. But I feel like that's the discomfort. On the other side, there's no discomfort. On the other side is a beautiful new beginning. On the other side is a beautiful experience here, something that speaks true to our heart. But it's really Spirit guiding us to get to that understanding and overcome whatever sort of challenges here. Okay, so beautiful pile 3, this is your reading. If you resonate with this messaging, we're going to kick it off to the extended, where we're going to get a message from this person's higher self. And that is only available through the channel membership of Sustaining Membership or higher. And no, if you can't join that, or if you can't join the membership, that you got all the information that you need from Spirit. You're not missing anything. Okay, that's just for those of you guys who are needing a little bit extra here regarding this person's messaging from their higher self. All right, I love you guys very much. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.